Welcome to our channel. We're so glad you're here with us today. Today we're diving into a topic that's affecting many couples around the world. The reasons why most marriages are failing. It's a tough subject, but an important one. You know, I've been doing this a long time, and let me tell you, this is a subject near and dear to my heart. Over the years, I've seen countless relationships struggle and fall apart. I've seen firsthand the devastation that failing marriages can cause, not just to the couple, but to the entire family. The ripple effects can be heartbreaking. We're gonna roll up our sleeves and dig deep into the 5 major reasons why I think marriages are falling apart these days. It's time to get to the root of the problem, so buckle up and get ready. We're about to get real. This journey might be tough, but it's necessary for understanding and healing. One of the biggest reasons I see marriages crumble is a breakdown in communication. It's not just about the words we say, but how we say them and how we interpret them. And I'm not just talking about talking, I'm talking about the deeper level of communication that involves emotions, body language, and tone of voice. I'm talking about really hearing each other, understanding each other's needs and wants. It's about being present in the moment and showing genuine interest in what your partner is saying. When couples stop communicating effectively, resentment builds, misunderstandings fester, and before you know it, they're living in 2 separate worlds under the same roof. They become strangers to each other. It's like they're speaking 2 different languages and neither one of them has a dictionary. This gap can lead to feelings of isolation and loneliness. Remember, communication is a 2-way street. It requires effort from both sides to make it work. It's not just about talking, it's about listening. And I mean really listening, with the intent to understand, not just to respond. This kind of communication can bridge gaps and bring couples closer together. Let's face it, folks, money matters. It's one of those things that can make or break a relationship. Financial stress is a major source of conflict in marriages. It can turn the happiest of homes into a battleground. When couples are constantly worried about money, it creates tension, arguments, and resentment. The stress seeps into every aspect of their lives. It's like a pressure cooker in the house, and sooner or later that pressure's gotta go somewhere. The smallest issues can trigger the biggest fights. Suddenly, it's not about who forgot to take out the trash, it's about who's spending too much, who's not making enough, and who's to blame for the financial mess. Every little expense becomes a point of contention. And let me tell you, that's a slippery slope, because once you start pointing fingers, it's hard to stop. The blame game can quickly spiral out of control, making reconciliation even harder. Chapter 3. The ultimate betrayal: infidelity. Infidelity, cheating, stepping out, whatever you want to call it, it's a wrecking ball to a marriage. It shatters trust, creates deep emotional wounds, and often leads to irreparable damage. Look, I'm not here to judge anyone, but when you make a commitment to be faithful to your spouse, you owe it to them and to yourself to honor that commitment. Because when you break that trust, you break something sacred in the relationship, and it's not always easy to put the pieces back together. Chapter 4. Where's the spark? The intimacy drought. Intimacy is so much more than just sex. It's about emotional connection, physical touch, and feeling close to your partner. When intimacy fades, couples can feel like roommates rather than lovers. They drift apart, the spark dies down, and they find themselves living parallel lives instead of intertwined ones. And let me tell you, that's a recipe for disaster, because a marriage without intimacy is like a car without gas. You can try to force it, but it's not going anywhere. Chapter 5. Fairy tales and reality checks: unrealistic expectations. We've all been bombarded with these fairy tale notions of what marriage should be like. But let's get real, folks. Marriage is not always sunshine and roses. It takes work, compromise, and a healthy dose of reality. When couples enter marriage with unrealistic expectations, they're setting themselves up for disappointment. Nobody's perfect, and expecting your spouse to be everything you've ever dreamed of is a recipe for disaster. Remember, you're not marrying a fantasy, you're marrying a real person, flaws and all. Outro, that's all for today's show. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Let us know in the comments what you think are the biggest challenges in marriages today. Remember, relationships take work, but with the right tools and mindset, you can build a strong and lasting bond with your partner. Stay tuned for more relationship advice, and until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.